Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Carter Hour. I'm just doing a random video. Like I said in my update video, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I wasn't sure how motivated I felt, how to do content. Because back in the day when I started my YouTube channel, I just point and shot pretty much video, random videos. And since I've got a following now, not very big, but hey, it's big enough for me, and I appreciate all my subscribers out there. So, what I have here is a Rainbird 5000 Plus, and the only reason that it's a plus is it has some kind of um, it has a little bit better seals along the edge here, so when it pops down, those seals are I think they call it a triple seal, and then it's got a green cap indicating it's a plus, and also the difference between the 5000 and 5000 plus is you can actually shut off the water at this head to do different maintenance things, change nozzles while the system is actually running. I picked these up on Amazon for pretty cheap. Um, Generally, I buy them ahead of a time, but my irrigation system that I put in about 16 years ago, um, I had originally started in my front yard, hand dug all the trenches, and then put K-rains in, which those sprinklers were good too, not too bad. But the majority of my system has Rainbird sprinklers in them, and when I was younger, I liked to experiment with the different models. So I have several different models of sprinkler heads in my irrigation system because it was pieced together. It wasn't like you come out, you do the whole thing and you stick the same heads in. My irrigation system was done over a nominal amount of time, over about a year and a half. I installed an irrigation system, and in the last part I used all Rainbird 5000 heads, and that was in 2001. They were all 5000 Rainbird heads. I bought them in a box of 20, and it was just enough with a few left over to replace over the years. But I gotta say, these sprinkler heads were pretty good. So I'm gonna go show you just one of my zones and some of the sprinkler heads I've replaced. So as I walk over to my yard here, this is one. I believe this is a 42. No, this is a 5000. See, there's a difference, but this is the new version. Somewhere, I think it was in 2009, they changed the design a bit of the Rainbird 5000, the actual top of it, and cut back the rubber seal a little bit. This is running a 3-gallon nozzle, and I replaced that a couple years ago because I think it either stopped turning or it broke. So we'll walk down further here in the yard, and it's been a very dry couple of months here in Michigan, so I've been watering every day. But this is one of the original 5000 heads that I put in my yard. This is the old version, so you can tell the difference. This is the old version, but these are all pro style heads. So I had to, that's an original, that's never been replaced. I had to replace this one over here, and I put a 4-gallon nozzle in it, so it seemed to get a little bit more water down here on the grass. And then this one's coming around, it's gonna get me. Right here, this was one I replaced this year with the same. I got all wet with the same one. That's got a 2-gallon nozzle, and this one needed to be replaced for a really long time because it stopped turning. And this one over here is an actual, I believe it's a 42 SA Plus. No difference, just the one you pick up at a Home Depot. I had to replace this twice because over the years of watering, trees got bigger and roots started developing around the head. and every time that the root got bigger, it would cause this not to close or pop down, and the lawnmower would catch it and break the head. So that's what would happen. And as you can see, I'm going to step over here so I don't get water. As you can see, my irrigation is watering like crazy. So out of this zone, there's 2 original heads. Throughout the zone back here, there's 3 zones back here. All original heads in this zone and this zone right here. Well, no, I take that back. I had to replace, so I replaced it with a Home Depot 42 SA Plus, which is the same as the 5000. There's no difference. Takes the same rain curtain nozzles, and so this year, this lawn here has a different type of head. It was the pre-existing heads to the Rainbird 5000s that you see over there, and what these heads are called T-birds. They were used predominantly. Rainbird came out with them, I think, in 94, 95, and they discontinued them, I think, in 2002 or 2003, and so that's what happened. So I actually put T-birds in this zone because this was another added zone in 2001, and then I got the machine to do the rest. So sorry about that. So I got the machine to do the rest. All right. So what I did just a few weeks ago is I noticed that 2 of these heads weren't turning. They weren't leaking. They weren't doing anything, you know, bad. They just weren't turning. And as you can see, the lawn kind of got brown in these areas, and there was no water. So I'm working on trying to get all this green again. And this is really hard for grass to grow in this particular area because there's just a lot of shade here. No sun ever gets here, so I got to trim these branches up right here, and so, and then I replaced this sprinkler head down here. But what Rainbird did that was real smart is that they made these heads easily changeable. And what I mean by that is, in a head, in one of these rotors, you have a body, and then you have the internals. And the internals actually will fit the cases of a T-bird, will fit the case of an old 5000, will, you know, so I have all these compatible cases. So what I do is I just unscrew this portion, I get down, make sure all the dirt's out of the way, I get down, and I make sure that, you know, I can get that out easily and that the case is not compromised. And then I stick the new internals down there, screw it tight, and then bury it and set it and forget it. So it's really easy to replace these types of heads. You end up with a lot of these bodies left over, but the Rainbird here, that's a new thing. I think about 8 years ago I started doing the Rainbird on the cases. Here's where the irrigation comes out from the house, and it's a 1-inch pipe and comes into a Febco anti-siphon valve, and that goes down into each way of the poly pipe. I know a lot of people say, "Ooh, you need to put PVC in," but it's worked like this for 16 years with no leaks and works pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little sprinkler bit thing. I'm not quite sure where my channel's going. I'm starting to look through some of my archive footage, some of the footage that I haven't posted to YouTube, but was quite some time ago. And you know, so like the footage I just put up about Nation's Issues in 2009, and you know, as I'm going through these videos, I don't know why I didn't post them, but they're so relevant to today. It's very interesting how a lot of the predictions or a lot of things that I talked about in that video have happened today. Like I told you, I used to do a lot of political things in my videos, and kind of backed off doing that because a lot of people were kind of turned off about that. But I think this year is going to be kind of a interesting year. But we'll see. I might just start doing these random videos on the iPhone and see where they take me. But I wanted to wish everybody, today is the 4th of July, 2016. I want to wish each and every one of you a happy 4th of July. Be safe out there. And I also want to wish, and I want to thank the men and women of the United States that have served this country. I want to thank you for your service. And I appreciate each and every one of you watching my channel. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't do videos, and I know I haven't been doing videos, but I wouldn't do videos if I didn't have some followers. So I appreciate each and every one of you subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to, hopefully maybe I'll just do some of these random videos, you know, random in the day of the life type videos. People seem to like those kinds of videos, and we'll see what happens. For another edition of the Carter Hour on July 4th, 2016. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click the button down below. This is a really oddball channel, so maybe you'll get some entertainment out of it. Maybe you won't. I don't know. But anyways, for another edition of the Carter Hour, stay safe out there and have a great day.